Hello, my marvellous sausages. Now, we got an update on the future of Destiny 2. Now, I don't usually do this kind of a thing, but I think this is pretty important. I want to stress, I haven't read any of this at all yet, okay? So, we're going to read this together. I'm going to get this straight up as soon as I finish recording it, so we can have a little look and see what's what. There does seem to be a lot of articles up on the Bungie website as well. So, we're going to see what we can see here. Let me just expand it for my old eyes. So, I'm going to read through it. And we're going to have a little look here at what we've got. So today marks the 10-year anniversary of Destiny. Indeed it does. We set out in 2014 to do something new and different for our studio. We've conquered the Witness, looted dungeons, ascended to the Lighthouse and more, and now we look to the future. We're plotting our course to the stars through codename Frontiers. We closed the door with the final shape, but we are opening a new one. A weird one. An exciting one. That takes Destiny to places it has never been before. We're building this future now, and we're excited to share with you a first glimpse of it today. Right, so we got this year then. So, summer 2025. Expansion. Right, so we got an expansion. We got codename Apollo. Expansions, new stories, new locations, new missions, new weapons, new gear, new raids and dungeons. And then we've got a season available to all players. Summer 2025 major update, codename Arsenal. So the seasonal update, new and reprised activities, new gear and artifact mods, new modifiers and challenges, new sandbox meta, new events. And then fall 2025, we've got a major update, codename Surge. And then we've got a rewards pass as well. Exotic weapon and ornament, legendary weapons and ornaments, gear upgrade resources. Okay. And then we've got winter 2025. So we've got two, what looks like, well, large expansions, Behemoth, and then they're following the same kind of thing. Okay, so we've got two expansions next year. It says expansion, it's got to be an expansion, which means, well, I think this is exactly what they should do, really. This roadmap lays out our plan for year 11 and beyond with some exciting changes to our annual model. So we've got 2 expansions per year, 4 major updates of free content every year. Right, okay. Over the next few months, we'll be sharing more info with you on codename Frontiers, which is how we are describing major innovations coming to Destiny over the next few years, starting with our next expansion, codename Apollo. We have several dev insight deep dives going live today, and we'll continue to add more to this list over the weeks and months to come. There's loads of them, so we'll have a look at them all, okay, if you want to keep up with me. If you want to watch it, we keep on going. Today we also have Tyson Green, the game director for Destiny 2, and Alison Lurs, the Destiny 2 narrative director, diving through some of our future plans for Destiny 2, and our goal is to be more transparent in our communications with you, which is good because they've been completely opaque at this point. This means sharing our work more frequently, even if you see our mistakes and false starts along the way, so please remember that our roadmap and plans are subject to change. Ultimately, this is your game too. We want to see more of how it's made and why. If we take away nothing else, it should be this. We're excited for Destiny to change and improve in ways that allow it to keep evolving in the future. So, Dev Insight Deep Dives. So we've got, below you find a list of the Insight Deep Dives. So we've got core game activities, core game rewards, and then the portal. Right, let's have a look at the overarching vision first. Nice bit of art there. Is that new art? I don't know. Tell me in the comments if that's new or old fart. My name is Tyson, and I'm the game director for Destiny 2, and I'm excited to speak to you today about our team's vision for Destiny. First and foremost, we all still love Destiny, and it is unique and a challenging game, both for you and for us. I've personally been working on Destiny for 15 years, and it still excites me creatively. There are not many games I could say that about, but at the same time, we recognise that it has become too rigid. Yeah, it has. Expansions have started to feel too formulaic, and are over too quickly with little replay value. That's true. Have you gone back to much of the final shape since? I don't think I have, even though it was great. That was it, there was one and done, innit? Seasons and episodes keep getting bigger, but I still feel like we're just going through the motions. That's exactly right. It's all very stale now. We believe it's time for Destiny to change and evolve, and that the community wants this game to grow and innovate too, and to do that, we need to start breaking some of the molds. So we're going to start with annual expansions. We've loved creating annual expansions, and are especially proud of the final shape, but the truth is that they dominate almost all our development effort. We need to free ourselves up to explore and innovate with how we deliver Destiny 2 content, so we can invest in areas of the game that will feel more impactful to the players. Starting next year, instead of one big expansion, we're going to deliver 2 medium-sized expansions. One every 6 months. Okay, that's good. Each of these, I think that's good. I think I like that. Each of these will depart from the one-shot campaign structure we've been using, essentially unchanged since Shadowkeep. That's true, because we've had Beyond, like, yeah, that's right, it's been one a year, isn't it? And each will be an opportunity to explore exciting new formats instead. We're excited to try new things that challenge your idea of what a Destiny experience can be, and we are actively prototyping non-linear campaigns, exploration experiences similar to the Dreaming City, or Metroidvanias, and even more unusual formats like roguelikes or survival shooters. Wondering what a Metroidvania is, because I had to look that up. The term Metroidvania is most often used to refer to a platforming game that features a single large interconnected map, generally with discrete rooms or sections. So is each thing going to be a different genre entirely then? Would it be mad if all these things that we thought were different games all just ended up being different versions of Destiny 2? Interesting. Each expansion will present a new opportunity to try something different. Okay, that's interesting. Roguelikes, survival shooters. Departing from one-shot campaigns doesn't mean we are turning away from great storytelling. Going forward, we want to return the mystery and wonder that was woven into the fabric of early Destiny, when the story felt ripe with possibilities and an epic sense of exploration and discovery. Great stories are as important as ever in our creative vision, and Alison will touch more on that below. Okay. So we're going to go into seasons now. With a change to 2 expansions per year, our seasonal model will be changing as well. Instead of 3 episodes, so this is an interim thing then, these episodes, we'll be building 4 major updates per year, 1 every 3 months. So we're going back to the 4 seasonal structure, or at least the structure's the same. Each expansion will launch alongside a major update at the start of a season, and then a second major update will follow 3 months later to refresh the core game with new and reprised content, including activities, strikes, exotic missions, and entirely new modes like Onslaught, new weapons, armor, artifact mods, exotics, and more. New weekly events, new features, combat meta, and balance updates. The big seasonal resets will still happen, but now twice a year alongside the expansions. That's confusing. We were building 4 major Alright, so there's 4 updates and 2 seasons. And 2 expansions. Each update will be a substantial refresh of the core game, bringing new activities and reward content. We're also excited to announce that, like Destiny 2 Into the Light, these updates and their content will be free. We want Destiny to be easier for anyone to play or recommend, so we want to remove that major barrier to the experience, which means we need to talk about the core game itself. So the core game is Destiny's always available evergreen activity experience, and we need to fix 2 key things with it. Approachability, yeah, absolutely. First, Destiny is too complex. There's literally hundreds of activities. You practically need a PhD to decide what to play and how to get the rewards you're looking for. We're going to start to fix this by modernising our activity UI, the director, to make it easier for everyone to find and launch into great activities. And we're reworking our reward model to make sure that all of these activities offer meaningful rewards. Our deep dives on activities and rewards go into more detail on these changes in particular. So they're going to completely change the director, and they're going to make everything more accessible, which has always been a barrier to entry for people, really. Particularly new people coming along. I suppose, I mean, you know, it's just impenetrable, really. I mean, I've been playing it since the start, so to me, I just know everything. I know what's what. I don't know everything, I don't know bugger all. But you know what I mean. But for new players, it must be a bloody nightmare. Here we go. Gear and challenge should matter. Even great activities stop mattering if the challenge dries up and the rewards aren't worth it, so we are investing in a greatly improved challenge customization system to let players of any skill range find the right challenge level for them, with the rewards that improve based on the challenge level you take on. These won't just be simple incoming damage increase either. The team is cooking up some great gameplay modifiers that give enemies some exciting tools to mix things up on every turn. We'll have a deep dive coming soon to show off some of these new threats. As for the rewards, there will be higher tiers of the legendary gear. Think adept weapons and artifice armor. Oh, that's interesting. So there'll be higher levels of legendary gear in itself. I hope that means weapons. Yes, of course it does. That will be available from these higher challenge ranges and a much wider variety of activities across PvE and PvP. And these 2 changes will help the core game experience be easier to drop into and much deeper in terms of variety and pursuit of personal mastery, and their starting point for ongoing changes aimed at continuing to improve Destiny. Well, that sounds like a massive shake-up, but we're just going to have to wait and see, aren't we? I mean, you know, it sounds like they understand what needs to change. Right, we're going on to the next multi-year saga now. There we are. I was talking about this on stream last night. I watched Bife's video about it, and I totally agree with him. You should go watch that video as well. I come and watch me stream. But anyway, Destiny always needs a point, I think, or a place to be going to. I think these standalone episodes don't work. They've got no urgency about them. Or even agency. Hello, I'm Alison. I'm Sausages, but I'm the D2 narrative director. I'm a fresh face at Bungie. I started doing narrative direction for seasons in fall 2022, and my first D2 expansion was The Final Shape. We're proud of the Final Shape and the ending we created, and we knew that the episode that follows would act as an epilogue, tying up Light and Dark's hanging threads, but also setting up for what's next. The episode closes doors and opens new ones, purposeful ones, storylines that are set in place to prepare us for what comes next. And what is next is our new saga. That's interesting. I like that there. That looks like weird things, and that looks like a ship. Is that an aircraft carrier of some description? You'll see teasers of it in the later 2 episodes and then fully kick off with codename Apollo. This next saga is also based around a core theme, much like Light and Darkness did. It will introduce plenty of new characters, factions, twists and more. There's a lot more here we will say eventually, but we don't want to spoil the journey for you. Oh, go on, spoil the bit! This will be a multi-year journey, one we can't wait to take you on. Our first expansion, Codename Apollo, is a non-linear, character-driven adventure. What does that mean? So it's not a narrative. It's not a story narrative, then, is it? It's not. Is that what that means? Non-linear? Just doesn't happen one after another. Does that mean it's just like a collection of events in game? Collection of Well, I just don't know what that means. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. What do we mean by codename is non? Oh, there we are. She's going to answer it. Here, look. Previously in stories like The Final Shape, you experience the story as A to B to C to D in a nice straight line. In Codename Apollo, our story takes place over dozens of threads you'll explore and discover. So when you land on our brand new location, the story starts at A, and then you can choose if you want to explore C first, or try and get into B, or maybe investigate D. Almost like open worldy then in lots of ways. Now I'm not saying that you can just go around and do anything, but that does sound a little bit more open worldy, so you don't have to do mission 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. That's quite interesting, because whenever I play open world games, I'd always end up going off the beaten track and trying to do this first or trying to do that. That's interesting. And the options you didn't choose, don't worry, those other options are still open to you for you to go back to and play through. You will need to. Okay. Because the more you play and discover, the more the story progresses, so experiencing a certain number of threads opens up the next part of the story. The order in which you explore will be something you choose, like a choose your adventure. But we have built Codename Apollo in a way that the story always makes sense, okay, and flows from beginning to middle to end. There's no time gating, there's no waiting for the next drop. That's good! That's good! I hope that's true through all of it. Sick of time gating. Codename Apollo's story unfolds based on player progression. Okay, so the harder you play, the quicker you'll complete it. Definitely seeing like crashed old tech here. And what are these things here? They look like kind of, I don't know, because look, you've got like missile silos. We've got crashed, it looks like crashed command modules even. Apollo! Codename Apollo! Apollo modules. Are we going back to when we discovered when the Traveller first came to Earth? That's interesting. Destiny is at its best when it's mysterious, weird, and not afraid to try new things. This shift to non-linear stories isn't something we're locking ourselves into, but it's the structure that fits Codename Apollo best. The narrative structure of the release that follows will be quite different, a structure to suit that game's experience. We want to continue to innovate with each expansion across both gameplay and narrative. Into the unknown, this all sounds like a big change, and it is, because when the rhythm of our story becomes predictable, when characters in our world fail to change, that's how we create a situation, not a story. So how can we innovate? By telling a story that keeps up with our innovation, not one that slows it down. That means an evolving world, giving space for new characters, growing and evolving factions, making sure the story we tell is in a world we have nurtured and with characters who grow in turn. We believe in rewarding the player for paying attention without punishing someone for not knowing something. That way everyone gets to come along for the ride no matter how deep in the lore they are. You'll see that approach starting with episodes and continuing into the new multi-year story. Okay, so it is one story then. So when we think about a multi-year arc, what does that look like? Think of it as a constellation of stories united by a single theme. We will show you what that theme is later, but suffice to say we believe in it. Think of this multi-year arc as a web, not a line. Each release fits into the larger saga. We can't wait to take you on that journey. It's an interesting new concept. An interesting way of doing it. A web, not a line. Filling in different pieces, doing it at different times. Story is easy to spoil, so I won't ruin the details of what the codename Apollo is or what it's about. But I will give you something to look forward to. Apollo ends with a narrative gasoline that will propel us into the next few years with a clear theme, goal, and a destination. Alright, with narrative gasoline that will... Okay, hang on. I understand that. Apollo ends with the narrative gasoline, or the fuel, that will propel us into the next few years with a clear theme, goal, and a destination that won't come at you as a straight line, but will be well worth the trip. It'll reward you, it'll surprise you, and it'll take us places Destiny has never seen before. See you when the time is right. They're making lots of time travel hints here. And with the Apollo, and there was definitely like Apollo spacecraft in there. That's interesting. So there's going to be time. I think it's going to be time travel based myself. So we're going to be embarking on a story through time and not necessarily just space. So that's why it's not linear. So it'll be going back, and maybe we'll be creating our own futures. That's interesting. I quite like that idea. I do like that idea. I'm excited about this being good. You know, more where it's going. Sorry. This is why I'm making this video. Right, okay. Now we've got a final paragraph here, and with that we come to a close. Well, a new beginning, really. Over the next few months, we'll be dishing out more deep dives and engaging in more conversation. We have no doubt the above breakdown of Codename Frontier's plans will spawn far more questions than we can answer, but we're looking to keep you up to date as we take flight. Keep an eye on the deep dive section, as we'll be adding links to further topics. Thank you again for joining us for the first 10-year journey in Destiny. We've been through so much, battling the darkness and stopping the witness. Now it's time to look to the stars again. It's time to imagine, to dream big, and explore what our futures can be within this universe. We have our heading, and hope to see you join us along the way. That's interesting. Now that was the overarching philosophy for the next don't know how many years. Go back to this map here now. What have we got? So Apollo, that's coming in summer 2025. So what could that be? June, I suppose, at the earliest. Maybe late May at the earliest. And then we've got Behemoth, which is very interesting. So that's winter 2025. So they're both in the same year, 2 expansions in the same year. So what's that going to be? That's got to be like December time, isn't it? Something like that. Like 6 months. And then we've got the 2 seasons, which is going through all of this. So I hope all of this is related. Do you know what I mean? I hope we haven't got... I've always found it irritating when we had an expansion and a season running underneath it with a completely different storyline that you completely ignored. Do you know what I mean? Almost, because you were too busy playing Final Shape or whatever it is. So, yeah, that's interesting. And then we got the updates. New gear, new activities, new gear. Right, okay, so these are all part of this web that they're talking about, and then, of course, Behemoth is the same. So you've got summer 25, fall 25, winter 25, and then spring 26. So next year's looking to be a lot more interesting than this year. That's, you know, I haven't played... What have we got next? We've got... is it Revenant next? Oh, I can't remember. We've got Revenant and the other one, which is to do with Oryx and his ship. Not to do with Oryx, but it's to do with the... you know, the massive one in orbits. Anyway, that's interesting. So, yeah. Now, I've clicked on the next one we've got. It's called The Portal. There's 3 other articles here. So I'm going to go through them all. I'll timestamp them so you can have a look down on the bottom. But I just want to see what's happening. Welcome to one of many Developer Insight articles for Codename Frontiers. Over the weeks and months to come, we will be covering a lot of different topics about changes coming to Destiny 2 next year with these deeper dives. Check back with our Paving the Way for New Frontiers article for more information on our plans and an always updated list of these articles as they are published. So that's a handy article, and they're going to be updating that. Now let's talk about The Portal. The Portal, development name may change, will be an easier, modernised way to browse and launch core game activities. So this is where the directors for the heave-ho. It will offer a varied selection of new and updated activities across a wide range of activity types. So the TLDR is the Portal will offer several categories of activities, each with a wide selection of new and updated activities refreshed every 3 months with each major update. All activities in the Portal will provide updated and worthwhile rewards, so it'll be easy to find something to play. And the destination map will be cleaned up and focused on the world navigation and accessing older activities. Right, okay. The problem. The destination map, also called the Director, is Destiny's venerable activity browsing and selection screen. Over the years it has grown to be very unwieldy, making it harder to find specifically what's current and worthwhile to play, and requiring ever more expert knowledge to navigate. Even current players can have difficulty finding a new activity, while new or returning players have even greater trouble. I'd go with that. I mean, I do like it. I've always liked it, but I like it because it's what I'm used to, you know? The solution. Ooh, this is it. The portal screen will be a new default activity selection screen replacing the current destination map. So we've got solo ops there, look. Fireteam ops. Pinnacle ops. Crucible event. Tower. Apollo. Season 27 Frontiers. Curator. Quest Season Pass. They're bringing it all in, look there. So, the destinations there, that's the old destinations tab, isn't it? Yeah. And then we've got the map of whichever area that we're in. Season Pass and quests have been brought into this screen as well. And then the curator, which is this. Solo ops, fireteam ops. That's interesting. I mean, that's totally different. Upcoming expansion, and then... Okay. Okay, well, that looks cool. What does it say here? Early mock-up that is subject to change. The emphasis of this redesign is quick and clean access to a wider offering of activities and updated rewards, as well as quick access to the current expansion or event content. Activities will be grouped into categories that expand to present up to a few dozen activities each. Every activity available to launch from the portal will feature updated rewards. Every season will present a viable path to the highest tiers of weapons and armor available. Our intent is for most activity launching in a season to occur from the portal, and any choice you make will be a path to worthwhile rewards. Portal categories. So we've got solo ops, 1 to 3 player activities requiring very low time or social commitments. These activities are designed for solo players, yet are still fun with a fire team and are easy to pick up and play. Solo ops will also feature a new activity type which will get a deep dive soon. Fire team ops, 3 player activities for match made, designed for fire teams with more cooperation and coordination. So this will be like strikes, onslaught, the coil, and new types in the future. So it looks like they've mentioned the coil there, so that's going to be coming back. Then they did mention that. Flashpoint ops, 6 player activities for match made or pre-made groups, planned for a future season. This category will be introduced later next year, and it will feature more chaotic 6-player combats like offensives. They're kind of using various older seasonal activities as models for these, aren't they, it seems. Pinnacle Ops, 3-player activities featuring some more challenging content, including dungeons, exotic missions, and full-length onslaughts. Pinnacle Ops have an exclusive reward pool to claim, but success is not guaranteed. Right, okay. Cool, that's all the Pinnacle activities. Then you got your Crucible as well. So they're still going to do Crucible then. A selection of core Crucible players or solo players. Provide an opportunity to test your metal. La, la, la. Okay. An exclusive reward pool is available to claim as it is now. So it's basically just grouping them up. In addition to the above categories, the portal also provides direct access to the current expansion activities, as well as any currently running events like Iron Banana or Festival of the Lost. Objective streamlining. The portal screen will also host consolidated and streamlined side objectives like bounties or seasonal challenges. That aspect of the redesign is still a work in progress, but the primary goal is to greatly reduce the chores that need to be done before diving into an activity. We will be sharing more about this change later in the year. So that's like the new, what do you call the bloody thing? I can't remember. Well, you know, the new cone-shaped thing that we do. Oh, I can't bloody remember. You know the one I mean, yeah. That people weren't happy about, but they're bringing different versions of those out, aren't they? Bonus rewards. Every day, several activities in each category will have a bonus reward added to the standard offering. These bonus rewards will include things like weapons, specific armor slots. What does that mean? Currencies like enhancement materials or strange coins. The bonus reward is guaranteed from the first daily clear and available at a high drop rate on future clears. Activities with bonus rewards will be sorted to the top and is defined so you can quickly scan what's available and decide if any are worth chasing. For match-made activities, they also offer matchmaking at a wide range of difficulty options. For more information on changes, please check out the deep dives on core game rewards. Okay, we've got a little bit of an FAQ as well. Are old activities going away? No, except for some seasonal activities that are normally removed at the end of a year. Older activities will remain available to launch from the destination map just as they are today. Over time, it is our intention to clean up and retire some older activity offerings that are well served by the portal, such as Vanguard Ops. These have lots of ties to existing content, though, and will need to be moved over gradually. What about Gambit? Gambit will remain available from the destination map. Will be not rolled. There we go. So it's like they're keeping the old stuff on the. They're keeping an old destination map for us old codgers, and then doing this new portal where you're going to until I reckon the destination map is just going to become moot and irrelevant. We're still figuring out our plan for this beloved game mode, and we have some ideas ranging from closer integration into the Crucible category to standalone events that feature it. So there we are, nothing much there about Gambit. Will raids and dungeons be in the portal? Dungeon content will be featured in the Pinnacle Ops category with some alterations to support challenge, customization and reward rating. Raid content will not initially be present in the portal categories. The long clear times combined with the wide variation experiences present some unique challenges that we are still working through. However, we are excited to get this content into the portal offering in the future. So, there we have the portal. The third article they got, we've got one more to read after this. Developer Insight Core Game Rewards. Welcome to one of many Developer Insight articles yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's talk about Core Game Rewards. Here we go. Core Game expansion and event activity will feature a reworked reward offering that provides a deeper reward chase across a wider range of activities. So the TLDR, weapons and armor will be available in a deeper range of quality across a wider range of activities. A deeper range of quality. Right, so does that mean they're just getting rid of the blues? Core Game activities will have dedicated reward pools for different categories of activities, and their gear will be labelled new gear during the season it is introduced, and is easier to recognise and build craft around. The problem: in past Destiny seasons, only a narrow range of activities received updated rewards, leading to a narrow selection of activities worth playing. These reward pools tended to be not very deep either, with most chases bottoming out with the weapon perk rolls or crafting recipes, and armour not mattering much at all. Yeah, armour doesn't matter at all, really. It's just transmog in it. That's all I really care about. These problems result in shallow, unsatisfying grinds and a tiny subset of the activities actually available to play, with their best rewards being a matter of luck rather than skill or mastery. So this is the solution they've come up with. Legendary weapons and armour will be available in a deeper range of quality tiers. Right, okay. That layer on properties like stat bonuses, enhanced perks and other benefits. For weapons, this will be similar to how adept weapons upgrade the baseline legendary. The baseline tier of legendary weapons and armor will be equivalent to current day legendaries, okay, with higher tiers being generally equivalent to adept weapons. So you've got the ability to increase the level and also then to increase the it's basically what we're doing today, isn't it? But there's 5 tiers of it. Look, this is a Swordy Scout rifle. It's just a mock-up. Early mock-ups are subject to change. These higher tiers of weapons and armor will be available from the full range of core game activities as rewards for higher challenging tiers and mastery of those activities. So you can see there, well, so yeah, so we've got, well, I mean, this is just a mock-up, I assume, so it's basically exactly, it doesn't really show very much apart from having a tier 5 there and the ability to enhance certain perks, which is what we can do now. So that's the way the whole thing will be going, being able to enhance the base weapons perks in regard to how you play or how you want to do it. Reward pools are complete sets of weapons and armor that are available as rewards from one or more activities. Some weapons are shared across multiple pools, but the majority of weapons and all armor are unique to a single pool. A typical pool is a full set of armor for each class and enough weapons to provide multiple options for each weapon slot. All of these rewards are available at all tiers, so each reward pool is deep and supports a range of challenge in the activity they are associated with. The major core game reward pools will be updated in every major update and will be: core PvE will be rewards shared among more accessible PvE activities like strikes, core PvP rewards shared amongst them, Pinnacle PvE rewards shared amongst more intrinsically challenging PvE activities like dungeons, and then Pinnacle PvP, same thing but with Trials of Osiris. Every expansion also contains 2 full reward pools. For every expansion we'll get the expansion story, rewards shared among missions, exploration or other activities in the expansion content. An expansion raid or dungeon, or raid stroke dungeon, rewards for expansion, raid or dungeon activities. Okay, so each expansion contains 2 full reward pools. There's the story and the raid and the dungeons. Those are the 2 pools. Right, okay. In addition to the above pools, some activities like events may have additional exclusives to that activity, such as individual weapons or armor sets. New gear will be a blanket category for all of the weapons and armor newly introduced in the current season, regardless of source. New gear will receive a special visual treatment to help players identify which weapons or armor sets are new and which may therefore benefit from things like artifact bonuses. Okay, so yeah, some artifact bonuses which previously applied to specific perks such as weapon origin traits will now be pointed towards the wider category of new gear instead. This should provide more and clearer buildcraft options and make for some shorter tooling. I know, because I can never bloody remember what weapon has what traits. And I always ignore those in the artifact because I think, I don't know what the hell weapons I'm going to use. I don't know what that trait is. I just don't know. New gear may be required in specific optional activities where players are looking for a level playing field. For example, the Crucible playlist option for players who want to play with and against the newly introduced gear. So the new gear is going to be the most potent then, which it kind of always has been really. And seasonal events centered on posting high scores in specific activities. Posting high scores. That's interesting. So we've got an FAQ here. Does new gear mean old gear is being sunset? Right. See, I just thought that. No, not at all. Existing gear remains unchanged and ready for use in any activity except those set aside for experimenting with new gear. It can be infused to achieve the same power as the newly introduced gear. The only specific advantage to using new gear will be some artifact synergies comparable to... So that's just the same. But there's going to be certain artifact synergies with the new gear that doesn't apply to older weapons. Comparable to origin trait upgrades found. Okay, can I still obtain no gear? Absolutely. Exclusive gear will remain available from older activities, so they're not sunsetting anything so far. What's happening with weapon crafting? Weapon crafting is not going away and will continue to be a way to craft a specific role of a weapon. Our intent is for crafting going forward to provide a catch-up mechanism for roles you weren't able to nab from the original sources. This may be because that source is no longer available or was gated by lockouts when it was. But ultimately, we want crafting to support the weapon chase and not replace it. We'll follow up. So they're changing the role of crafting then. So we're not going to be crafting newer weapons. I don't think we'll be crafting weapons in the new expansions. So you can craft older weapons, maybe the previous weapons, but not the newer ones. And then they'll be craftable then when the next one comes along. That's my guess, anyway. Right, moving on to the next one. Core game activities. Let's have a look. TLDR of this. Core game activities feature a wider variety of new and updated activities across many types, with an updated selection every major update. Challenge customization will provide a way to adjust activity difficulty with better rewards for those seeking more challenge, and the new portal screen allows for quick access to core game activities, making it easier to find what you want to play. So the problem is, in past Destiny releases, all attention has been on a relatively small offering. Yeah, everything else becomes irrelevant, which is, it's like, at the moment, Days of Eternity is just pointless. So, not that but that's just an example. Most often with a narrow range of difficulty options, rewards and objectives have focused all purposeful play into these activities to the exclusion of most others. There you go. Exactly what I'm saying. As a result, the ritual game quickly becomes stale and is exhausted of worthwhile rewards, and any further pursuit requires a pretty deep knowledge of Destiny or online guides to find worthwhile rewards in older activities. Yes, that's right. So there we are. Every old Destiny video we've made now is all going in the toilet. Thanks very much. Core game activity offering and the portal. The core game activities are those accessed from the new portal screen, and are together a selection of several dozen new and updated... We've kind of read this, really, haven't we? We've seen that screen before. Let's have a look. So, challenge customization. Let's have a look at this. The major change to core game activities is that they all support deeper personal mastery and a corresponding deep reward offering. We'll start with PvE activities, then dive into the Crucible and PvP, which present unique challenges. All of the PvE activities will now support robust challenge customization, exposes new options alongside selecting the difficulty. So we've got Master 1, right, okay. Advanced 3, Advanced 4, Expert 1, 2, and 3. Right, okay, so they're just different power levels, really. Overview, rules, gameplay, enemy power, and scoring. And there's the reward. Right, okay, so you can kind of see what rewards you'll get. So that Expert 1 there, for example, looking at that there, what can we get? Like, non-enhancement, cause upgrade modules, legendary engrams, and a weapon. Okay. And that's for a strike on Europa. That's the Glassway. So there are a lot more options of difficulty there, which looks interesting. Glassway Gold, which is Expert 2. So the enemy power is +2. And then there's extra weapons that will drop as well. So you can see then, and you go right to Master, and that would include an exotic there as well. So work in progress mock-up subject to change. Challenge customization gives you the ability to select and activate challenge modifiers, which affects the activity you are launching. These challenge modifiers may be introduce new enemy combatant abilities, introduce new combatant challenges, provide incentives for changing up your build crafting, and raise the power target for the activity globally. So they're basically getting as much mileage as they can out of these existing activities, really, aren't they? Which could become a little bit... We'll just have to see how they do it. As a player, you will first be able to select a base difficulty. The difficulty will set some base difficulty tuning and a power target, but more importantly will determine how many challenge modifiers you can add on. And in some cases, which challenge modifiers are available. Higher difficulty means more challenge modifiers to slot and a wider variety to choose from. Well, if the chase is good, I mean, if the weapons that you're chasing are what you want, then I can see how that would work. Because are you just going to get bored of playing the same strike with just different add-ons to it? But that's in effect what we do now. But at least we'll have to see. I mean, you do have a lot of agency there in what you can actually do. So we just have to see how that works. Reward rating. Rising to the right level of challenge can make an activity not only more fun to play, but more rewarding. All core game activities will support reward rating, which is combined team and personal score that determines the amount and quality of rewards obtained at the end. So a reward rating is increased by playing an activity at a higher base difficulty, applying challenge modifiers, which have individual bonuses. I mean, it'd be interesting to see if you get different rewards and combinations then. That's interesting. Having personal bonuses from sources like power artifacts or buffs. Right, okay. So you can take a buff, which will give you an extra reward at the end, that you will only get rather than your team. Here's how reward rating works. As a team, you will earn a team rating over the activity, determined on a per-activity basis. Sometimes it will resemble existing systems like Nightfall Score, but new activity types can have their own way to determine team rating. You've got a Z-, you're crap. This outcome is shared by all members of the team and also tries to mitigate competition between teammates for things like scoring kills or specific setups, which is always a bit of a get. At the end of the activity, your team rating is multiplied by any personal bonuses that you may have, and this final multiplied value is your reward rating, and this value is used to determine the quality of the quantity of rewards. Reward rating is used to determine things like the quality tier of the weapons and armor that drop, or the quantity of useful consumables like prisms or shards. In this way, you can select any core game activity, use your skill, and build up to the... Right, okay, so they're completely scalable then with rewards. So that's what they're doing it. They're making them all more scalable. You know, well, that's good. Crucible is a unique challenge because you cannot simply add challenge modifiers. This is a tricky problem that we're still working out, so they don't know what they're doing with Crucible. Working through options like factoring in matchmaking ratings. Well, so that would be interesting. So you can pick what sort of group you want to sort of go into. So there would have to be some kind of ranking on that then. When I don't know, does it do that at the moment? Or leveraging existing progressions, but each presents unique challenges to our end goal, which the Crucible offers our PvP players a fair and complete path to high tier weapons and armor. Okay, so PvP they don't know yet then. Expansion activities such as story missions or destination activities present some unique challenges in how they relate to power and changing seasons. Our intended outcome is that expansion content is always a great way to start off a season and will have a path to higher tier weapons and armor, but that progress via core game activities will be part of that path. Raids and dungeons released with expansions will represent the pinnacle challenge for players and will have their own paths to the highest tiers. Our old activities going away? No, they're not, except for some seasonal activities. They've kind of said this, haven't they? Over time, it's our intention to clean up and retire some older activities, such as Vanguard Ops. Okay, we read that in the previous one. How does matchmaking work? For activities that support matchmaking, like those in Fireteam Ops, matchmaking will be available for some preset difficulties, but using challenge customization to enable different challenge modifiers will disable matchmaking. Okay, so once you customize it, you've got to go in the pre-made Fireteam. While Fireteam find it may be a good way to pick up some slack here, we also intend to feature high challenge options on a daily rotation in activities with bonus rewards. These activities should have concentrated enough populations to ensure that matchmaking can do a good job setting up good matches. Now, we've also got one more article that went live today. I haven't read this at all. This is for the 10 years celebration that's coming in-game tomorrow. With that in mind, let's take a look at how we're celebrating Destiny's amazing first decade, both in the game and out in the real world. Okay, let's have a look then. So, out of this world art, we've explored a long list of mind-blowing places in these last 10 years. The desolate surface of Earth, Venus, throne worlds, and even the inside of the Traveller. None of them would exist without the talent and dedication of a very long list of artists. It's impossible to choose just one piece to represent what Destiny is, and that's why we have partnered with ArtStation to showcase the work of 67 past and present Bungie artists from different disciplines that have helped define the world of Destiny. Here's just a preview of what you can find in the complete article when it's live later today. Oh, so they're showing then work of all the different artists there, which is oh yeah, there we go. So there's the Dead Man's Tale ornament. Right, okay, that's interesting, that's cool. Okay, Legend of Destiny art show tour. So they're doing an art show tour that they're taking on the road, Los Angeles, New York, and London. It's coming to London! Bloody London! There we are. So there's that, which is a gallery of the exhibitions of the sculptures, artwork, and merch. Okay, well there we go. That's it. That's something interesting if you like that kind of a thing. Okie dokie. The entrance is free and open to the public. We celebrate an opening night reception at each location with special prizes and even more special guests. Yes. Right, okay, let's keep on looking through. Now let's talk about what's coming to the game. Here we go, this is what I'm interested in. We're having a little celebration of Destiny's 10th anniversary in Destiny 2 that can be enjoyed by solo players and fire teams alike while revisiting some classic looks and having a good laugh with favourite memes. For starters, we've created a set of armour for each class inspired by the original concept armour that was shown a long time ago. In fact, it's one of the first Destiny armour sets ever seen in public. That looks nice. Oh, that's cool. Right, okay. Each armor set can be found starting today, September the 9th, when exploring the... Oh, it's in-game today! Surroundings of the Tower in the Paled Heart. Defeat the Witness, become legend. 10 years ago, our shared journey began with a singular goal, becoming legend. We defeated Worm Gods, Broken Kings, Shattered Blades, and even taken some time to be space pirates while you've more than earned notoriety to the system. A few final objectives remain. Starting September the 9th, players will be challenged to a collection of tasks to earn the legend title and seal. Explore the Pale Heart, collect sweet loot, defeat the Witness, and prevent the final shape once and for all. We have objectives scattered through the destination and challenges to complete the final shape campaign on Legend difficulty. If you already tackled the campaign on Legendary, you're good to go and won't have to do it again. There we go. We hope this title acts as a bookend to the Light and Dark saga. So we got a new title there as well. Okay, which is that one there. Both the armor sets and the legend title are of our 10th anniversary tributes to Destiny, but there are more coming in the future. So you already guessed, thanks to our key art, a certain exotic sniper rifle, one considered a myth by many at this point, is resurfacing in the upcoming dungeon. We share more info later, but let's hope this helped break the ice. There we are, the icebreaker's coming back in the next dungeon, which is going to be interesting. Nerfing the Ace of Spades. No, we're not changing anything about the most iconic Destiny weapons. It's just the Cade's 6th favourite hand cannon will shortly have its very own nerf version. So there we are. So, okay, so you've got a nerf Ace of Spades. Looking to the future. While I've enjoyed looking back at the past 10 years of Destiny, we're even more excited about where we're going next. The future of Destiny 2 is alive and well, and we're thrilled to begin sharing our plans with you. That starts today with an so we've read all that. All these articles are the start of a series of written communications. Okay, we've read all that as well. We continue to be amazed and inspired by the community that has grown around Destiny. We have truly cherished getting to see all the amazing stories, art and friendships over the years. We are here to make the game that you love and play with your friends, and we'll keep doing that for years to come. We're 100% committed to Destiny as a franchise to improve, innovate, and keep it relevant and fun. For now, the only thing left to do is to say thank you. Thank you for playing our games, for supporting the causes we believe in, and for caring so much about the people that have made Destiny possible. See you, Starside. So there we go. So there's actually... So basically, there's some armor hidden around the place, as far as we can tell, and that's in-game today. Each armor set can be found today when exploring the surroundings of the Tower in the Pale Heart. Oh, right, okay. Oh, so here's a quick addendum for you. I didn't really realize that. So the Tower in the Pale Heart is where you can find this stuff. So there we go. Interesting. So that's going to be reset today then, I'd imagine. So we've got 2 new expansions coming. We've got 2 new seasons, 4 new major updates. And it's all going to be starting next summer. So we've got 2 more episodes to go through. So these are very much a holdover then, aren't they? It's so hard to get really excited because it's just an article. We haven't seen anything about what's coming. I like the sound of the different storytelling methods. That sounds good. We'll have to see how that new portal works out. But I think more options and more utility there is a good idea. Let me know what you think in the comments, folks. That was a long one, I know, but I thought, there we are. I just get it out so you can have a listen and you know exactly what's coming. Let me know what you think. Is this enough to keep you interested? Is it something that you're going to just bugger off for the episodes and come back for this next year? Although they have teased that story stuff for the new upcoming saga, because they've said there's a new saga coming, will be dealt with, or the beginnings of that will be dealt with in these next 2 episodes. We'll have to see. Well, I'm going to be keeping on playing. I'm going to be bringing you videos about all the stuff that's happening. So there we go. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks so much for watching. See you all again very soon. Sausage hurt.